Hey everyone, welcome to my home and welcome to my channel, A Ginger Can. My name is Brian. I've got my special helper Ian with me.
Hi.
There you go. And today, A Ginger Can made green onion kimchi. I've got a pile of green onions here. This isn't all of my green onions. I'll have a link to one of my previous videos where earlier in the year they weren't doing so great. I moved them, transplanted them, and they just flourished. But we're facing a lot of freeze warnings. It's getting into low 40s, upper 30s here now. And so it's better to get these inside and get these eaten. I'm going to make some green onion kimchi. It's going to preserve them a little bit. They can last in the refrigerator for a month or two. And it takes about a week for this to ferment properly. So with my special helper, I'm going to get these all cleaned up, get all the dead and dying stalks, leaves, stems off. I'll get the rest of the ingredients listed out and we'll start making the kimchi. I'll catch you in a couple minutes. Okay, the camera cut off somewhere in the middle of all that, but we've got all the onion papers taken off. I've got my pile of green onions, thanks to my special helpers.
Hi.
So we're done with the prep. Let me get this cleaned up, get it in a compost bin, and then we will get the ingredients out and start making the kimchi. I'll be right back in a minute or two. Alright, I've cleaned up the mess, I've got my pile of green onions, and I've got my containers. I don't know if this is all going to fit. If it doesn't fit, then I'll chop it up and keep it in the fridge for soups or whatnot. What we're going to need is some flour. If you have access to sweet rice flour, then go ahead and use that. I'm going to use regular flour. Some sugar, fish sauce, ginger, garlic, and Korean red pepper flakes, and some water. I have about 6 tablespoons roughly in each container, because that'll go in each container. I've got 8 cloves of garlic, 4 for each because I like a lot of garlic. I've got some fresh ginger that I've grown. Yes, a ginger can grow ginger. And as I mentioned, these are from my garden, my specific green onion garden. And you're not going to find these in the supermarket like this. These are enormous. And all I do is I cut them off at the base, the bulb stays in the ground, and it regrows. Oh dear. And it regrows, and it regrows, and it regrows. I haven't bought store-bought onions in 5 years because I never needed to. I just cut some off when I need to use it, and it's fresh, and it's clean, and it's beautiful. So let me get this cut up so that it'll fit into the containers. And then I can gauge how much I need to do, and then we'll start mixing everything together. So give me a minute. Now one more thing, if you're going to use store-bought onions, and that's fine, you need about 3/4 of a pound, and that's going to be a lot of green onions. So it's going to be 3/4 of a pound of onions, 6 tablespoons of Korean red pepper, at least 2 cloves of garlic. You can add more if you like more. And you're going to need about a tablespoon or so of grated ginger. I don't even peel it. I use the peel and everything. 2/3 cup of water, and since I'm making 2 batches, now it's 4/3 cups. About 2 tablespoons of fish sauce per container, and then we'll gauge the sugar and flour as we get there. So again, let me get this cut up, and we'll go from there. That's a lot of green onions. Yeah, that's all I'm going to be able to fit. I don't have any other real containers to use. Let me look around. I'll be right back. Alright, with luck, I found this. Forgot I had it. It was high in a cupboard somewhere, so I'm going to use all of my green onions. And the nice thing about this is it can be given as gifts. So when my wife visits her friends, she can take them some green onion kimchi. Normally this is consumed or eaten in the summer cabbage kimchi is normally winter kimchi. But realistically, kimchi can be eaten at any time. And it goes great with just some rice and kimchi, or you can throw it in soup. You can make kimchi pancakes, kimchi parmesan, which I can do a video about that. That's super simple. And another fun fact is when I was stationed in the Azores years ago, they didn't have kimchi in the commissary, so I couldn't buy kimchi. So what I ended up doing was making my own. And it took me several attempts to get cabbage kimchi down, and then I branched into green onion kimchi. And it looks like I'm full again. And although this container is bigger, I chopped it all about the same because I want consistency. So I'm going to save these, chop them up, put them in a smaller container, and use that for soups and whatnot. Let me get this cleaned up, and then we'll start talking about the ingredients and mixing it all together. I'll be right back. Alright, since I've added another container, I've upped everything. So I've added 4 more cloves of garlic, so that's a total of 3 times 4 is 12. 3 more tablespoons in each container of crushed red cayenne pepper. I added another 2/3 cups of water, so that's 6/3. And for those of you that are really good at math, that's 2 cups. I got my garlic crusher, I've got my ginger grater, and I have my measuring spoons. So I'm going to break from tradition. Surprise! Because this is the ginger way. Normally you would heat the water and flour until it becomes a thick paste. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to add about half the water, and you want about a tablespoon of flour. But we're going to get that nice and thick. And this is per batch. So if you're doing 1 container, 1 batch, it's 2/3 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of flour. And I didn't grab my whisk. And I'm just going to whisk this together. And this forms like a glue so that everything sticks to the green onions. Oh, I forgot one thing. Before you do all this, let's back up. Let's rewind. Before you do any of this, take your fish sauce and sprinkle it over the green onions. Alright, back to the whisking. I add some more flour. So now I'm up to 2 tablespoons, roughly. I'm going to add another tablespoon, and that's going to be a total of 3 tablespoons. I'm not going to add any more. Now I'm just going to judge the water. If it's getting thick enough, then I won't add any more water. If it's getting too thick, then I'll add more water. I have 1 cup in here. You know, I'm actually really happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start throwing everything in. Red pepper flakes. Woo! Probably should have kept the whisk. Keeping the whisk. Garlic. Lots and lots of garlic. The garlic mixed with the red pepper flakes is going to add a lot of heat. So now we need about 3 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon per. So 1 teaspoon of grated ginger per container. I have 3 containers, 3 teaspoons. Okay, that's about 3 teaspoons. So now we want about 3 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon per, 4 tablespoons of fish sauce. But I'm going to hold off on that because I did actually dump a lot in these containers. So I'll see what's in the containers first, and then I'll add whatever I need to add. This is good and thick now. Lots of flavor. So I'm going to get some gloves because it's going to get messy, and you want gloves for this because there are a lot of spices in here, and even if you do this, that's going to hurt. I've done it and it hurts. So let me go get some gloves and I'll be right back. Alright, I got some extra small gloves on because that's all I could find. They're my wife's. 2x2, hands of blue. If you know where that quote's from, leave a comment down below. It's one of my favorite movies. I think it was in the movie. It was either a movie or a TV show. So I'm going to dump the green onions in. I've got roughly a tablespoon of fish sauce there. So that's 1 of 4, or 1 of 12. There's a flaw in this. There's a lot of green onions. Yeah, this isn't going to work out. So, I'm going to toss what's in here real fast and splash it everywhere. That's just glorious. Yeah. Let's add some more fish sauce. So I needed about 12 tablespoons. And you want the salt. You really want the salt in this, because that's what's going to ferment everything. Alright, we got it good and coated now. I'm going to take what's in here and put it back into a container. And you want an airtight container for this. And you want something that can burp, because it will ferment and it's going to create gases. So you're going to want to check on this every now and then and burp the container, no matter what container you're using. Just crack it a little bit and get some of the gases out every day or so. Next, you're going to want to put this in a cool, dry area like a pantry or a closet. When I was in the Azores, I used a bathtub filled with water because it got pretty warm there and I didn't have air conditioning. And so I set the jars in the bathtub full of water and it kept them cool. Of course, it wasn't dry, it was in a bathtub with water. So, pantry, 1 to 2 days. I'd say at least 2 days, maybe even 3 for me, because I like sour kimchi and spicy kimchi. And then refrigerator 3 or 4 days. And then you're good to go. You have green onion kimchi. See how easy this is? It's messy, but it's easy. So thank you for watching. This has been a Ginger Can. My name is Brian. My helpers were Mike and Ian, oldest and youngest. They did a fabulous job helping me prepare the green onions. And if a ginger can do this, you can do this too. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, please do. Tell your friends. Tell them, hey, this guy, this ginger can make green onion kimchi. You should see his green onions. He grows them at home. They're 3 feet long. They're huge. I mean, they've got monster bulbs. There's the bulb part. And they're weird and bendy for reasons. One of them was twisty. The leaves spiraled for some reason. It was really weird. That's all I got for today. Thank you again for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.